Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids, across our beautiful Kyber Empire. It is I, the King of Triple Gods, get the mobile game, the 8th day of creation, the supreme rule of the multiverse of video gaming realm, coming to you folks in the US of A with great news. I hear today was an important day for you, and I figured it's time we unify the galaxy and add planet Earth to the multiversal video gaming realming fold of the Kyber Empire. Let's unburden you from the desires, from the pains of democracy. With me, I promise you, 69 million credit stipends on a daily basis. What does that convert into US dollars? I don't know. Just trust me. Secondly, I promise you a V8 engine in every single car, in every single garage. And thirdly, I promise you peace and security. And as long as you have nothing to hide, you got nothing to fear. Let's go ahead and elevate your gaming potential, people. Join my empire. A vote for Arnold is a vote wasted, my friends. Resistance is futile. Anyways, what's also going to be a little futile is our patience for Ezra Bridger Exile. I don't know if that's the best transition segue into what we're talking about today, people. Just like you're gonna find out who your president of the US of A is very shortly, we are gonna be finding out what Ezra Bridger Exile is gonna be bringing to Star Wars Galaxy as we have early access gameplay provided by data miners of Ezra Bridger Exile. It's about that time, or usually about 1 week before Conquest characters launch. They go ahead and start showing some gameplay for us. We have a lot of stuff here, and I think the most important thing, when we first saw Ezra's kit, is like, okay, he's gonna be required to make Ahsoka Tano Galactic Legend. Next level bonkers, but can I, as a person who might not get GL Ahsoka Tano anytime soon, what can I do now? Whew. Kind of like some early speculation, theory crafting predictions. This guy's looking pretty darn good of Galactic Legend Rey, potentially making it incredibly difficult for things like Starkiller and Malicos to beat. Let's go ahead, roll that gameplay for all you people to see. Come on over, Gary, roll the gameplay. Okay, we got a variety of different gameplay with datacrons, without datacrons, but what I kind of want to do is, this is initial early access gameplay test. This is not me recording any of this stuff, so maybe when we get our hands on Ezra, we'll be able to see maybe he's better, he's worse. So all this is just like preliminary stuff, but just based off what I'm seeing, when we do these type of early access gameplay stuff, I feel like we got like an 80% good view of what's actually going to come here. And look at this, Ezra Bridger causing some complications. There was a lot of gameplay the data miners put out. I kind of gave you a sample of some losses, some wins of some battles. Like, for example, Starkiller, you can get absolutely dunked very quickly if things just do not go your way. We're going to talk about some of the key things that makes things kind of complicated for something like Starkiller. That I want to show some wins as well to say, all right, we got some possibilities, and some of this could be because of datacrons. Like, for example, we're showing the Starkiller datacron right now. That's going to help some stuff out. So that's why you have a mixture of gameplay. But in the non-datacron gameplay, Starkiller is looking like it could be a little complicated for the guy to get some work done. It's been feeling like over time they've been trying to make Starkiller a less viable counter to Rey, mostly through the power of datacrons, but Ezra Bridger could be one of those things as well. But I suspect he's going to be mostly as a Galactic Legend Ahsoka, but I think he's going to be a great way of utilizing him inside of the Galactic Legend Rey lineup. So why is Ezra Bridger a possible good plugin for the Galactic Legend Rey lineup? Well, I would say the biggest thing here that's going to really work in favor of Ezra with Raid Shadow Legends here is this Exile unique ability. Whew. We're at the start of the battle, all light side allies. Doesn't matter if you're Resistance, doesn't matter if you're Jedi, doesn't matter if you're Ewoks. All light side allies are going to gain foresight for 2 turns. And if there's Spectre members on a team, which right now the Spectre tag isn't really a thing at the moment, this is more for Galactic Legend Ahsoka down the road, they're going to get tenacity up. And Ezra's going to be exiled for the rest of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or resisted. We're going to do a little kind of a reminder on what this kit is all about. It's been a while since we had the kit reveal here. And of course, we're going to get more into next week when we finally unlock Ezra Bridger here. But Ezra's also got some resilient defense stuff in his kit, so he's kind of like a Mace Windu in a way, where you want them attacking him, because right here, the first time, actually moving on, I actually want to get to the thing that really makes a big difference. The first time Ezra is exiled, enemies can't assist or attack again if their attack is targeting Ezra. Well, that's kind of a problem. If he's got resilient defense and you're forced to target him, and Ezra, remember, at the very beginning, he's getting exiled. If you're going to be targeting Ezra, well, you can't assist and you can't attack again. that's kind of an anti-Starkiller thing, right? Starkiller is all about assisting. Well, if you're forced to go after Ezra, that could be a big problem. And then whenever Ezra loses Exile for the first time and he performs an ability, he calls a random ally to assist. Ally Spectre allies are going to have instant defeat immunity. Man, so much instant defeat immunity going on. Again, we're not going to focus too much on the Spectre aspect because we're getting Sabine here later on this week. But even with Sabine, I think we're going to be still waiting for a couple more pieces to the puzzle. I mean, really, it's just one big piece to the puzzle, which is going to be Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. And of course, when you're inside of Grand Arena, there's Omicrons where Spectre allies are going to, gain and lose Exile, and then they're going to get 5% Mastery. And then on top of that, when they lose Exile, they're going to get 30 speed. Whew, that's going to be a lot of stuff. I think really this right here is just a kind of a big deal. Just getting that foresight at the beginning, getting resilient defense, and getting Exiled. Those are some great things that are working for Ezra with REY just in the context of this particular lineup that we're running here. I mean, look at this. Leo's having some complications taking on REY. That could be a bit of an issue. And now we have some more unique abilities on him. For example, like he gets 20% critical chance. Whenever he's inflicted a debuff, he recovers 25% health. So those debuffs that, like, for example, Starkiller team's throwing out, you got to be careful. Unless you have shotgun, he can just heal himself up. Light type allies can't have their cooldowns manipulated by enemies. That's also a big deal. That's, how do I word it? It's almost like having a Galactic Legend Leia that's plug and play. Does that make sense? Where you can, Leia shuts down cooldown manipulations. That's a big thing right there. Light type allies cannot have their cooldowns manipulated by the enemy. So, Nihilus, for example, not going to do much up against them here. So that could be very helpful. And on top of that, we have the whole Purgle migration thing, which you can be seeing which is that blue status icon effect that he has. I was seeing the comments on the Sabine video, and people are complaining that every single character's got like their own unique status effect. My thing is, whenever they add, not Padawan, Pod Racer Anakin, there better be a new status effect that's called That's So Wizard, or just like Wizard Stacks. I don't know. I'm gonna be massively disappointed if they don't do it. And anyways, with the Purgle migration, whenever he deals damage to an enemy, he's going to get 2 stacks of Purgle Migration. Okay. If the stack scores critical hit, he's going to get 5 stacks of Purgle Migration with that increased critical chance. That's going to be beneficial. And then whenever he hits that 50 stacks, which you can see up against this Master Kenobi battle, he's going to get a bonus turn, recover 100% health and protection. That's big in a REY lineup. And then the next time he damages with an ability is inflicted with Exile for the rest of the battle. So more ways of getting exiled. And remember, more Purgle Migration means increased defense and tenacity. So make it hard to land debuffs on him. Make it hard to land big hits. So just with those unique abilities, you can see why we're seeing some pretty good starting gameplay. And remember, another thing too, since it's the data mine special build, these are Omicrons being turned on as well, both on offense and the defensive side of things. But as you're noticing, like for example, if you're targeting Ezra, you might not be able to get assists if he's got Exile. Malicos, which has been kind of the new age replacement for Starkiller versus REY, some of this initial gameplay is looking even rough. Even when you do, for example, Malicos and Starkiller, things are looking pretty dicey. But people, we got other things on here too. Like for example, look at this, Daring Advance. This can be a pretty deadly ability right here. You're gonna get that physical damage on him 3 times, inflict healing immunity offense down, which can't be resisted. So it doesn't matter how much tenacity you have. And then for each critical hit score, by the way, we have some bonus, Balin gameplay as well, kind of giving us a little bit of a glimmer. Datacrons are active here as well, so getting a little glimmer of Balin stuff, and we're going to see later on this week what's he's like in Grand Arena. I feel pretty optimistic about him. But for each critical hit scored, he's going to reduce the enemy's defense by 30%. That could be a bit of a problem if you can imagine, right? Then you're going to get 10% critical chance for Spectre ally, which we're not going to see much of that right now. And if he scores 3 critical hits, he's going to stun them. And keep in mind, in Grand Arena, we got Omicrons. For each critical hit score, he's dealing 20% bonus damage based on the target's max health. So if you have a lot of max health, he is going to utilize that against you. So let's just say you had 100,000 max health, right? And he can hit 3 times potentially. Let's just say that's like 60,000 health damage that he's going to do if you have 100,000 health. And we know that health gets, a lot bigger than that at times. And then which can't be evaded, he's going to get buff immunity, healing immunity, offense down, which can't be copied, dispelled. Then it reduces cooldowns of Daring Advance by 1. So you can see that, yeah, that's kind of a lot of, even though he's categorized as support, that's going to be some big daddy damage here. But another layer to the REY puzzle here. 40% health and protection recovery on this ability, Kanan's Legacy. That is a massive amount. It's almost like, I think the best way to describe this, it's like an improved version of Hermit Yoda, right? That's what it feels like, a much better version of Hermit Yoda. And then Spectre allies and a target ally are going to get 50% protection, which again is based off max health. The REY teams already have a lot of max health, so imagine getting this, especially in a 3v3 format. I'm not sure what Ezra's AI interaction is going to be, but if he can get that 50% protection up on REY, that is huge. Dispelling the debuffs on him as well. So again, it's kind of like, again, a Hermit Yoda situation going on here, where he has Master's Training. This you have this here. Then to target other ally attacks, Ezra Bridger assists, dealing 40% more damage. And then depending on what roles are tagged, I should say, of these characters, so Jedi get tenacity up, cool. Online Force, just from the REY team getting defense up. Spectre's going to get the backup plan. And if the target as a Jedi, we see some Master Luke stuff going around here potentially as well that you might be able to see. You know, lights at online Force user and Spectre, they're going to get bonus turns. Giving a bonus turn to REY that's kind of a big deal. And then if it's a Spectre ally, which that doesn't mean too much because, well, we don't have any Spectre stuff to really play around with. And then he's going to get even more resilient defense on here, more stacks of Purgle Migration. And if you have the Omicron, which we do here, Ezra's going to get even more stacks of Purgle Migration. And then the basic ability here, you know, he's going to be able to slow the enemy team down. And he's going to be able to get foresight some more. So people, yeah, just for this initial gameplay that we have here, you know, kind of like we expected. This guy, yes, he's going to be designed for Galactic Legend Ahsoka, but I'm a fan of seeing that this guy is going to have some plug and play viability as we're seeing of maybe Master Kenobi. REY seems a big opportunity here. Maybe Jedi Master Luke. Plenty of other light side teams that are unaligned Force user, maybe Jedi. Heck, you know, maybe use him in a Starkiller lineup. I'm really excited about the potential of Ezra Bridger. Hopefully you guys have been able to, you know, push as hard as you can this conquest, and if not, hopefully the next conquest you can unlock it, because I see him having a home in several places that'll likely fit in a variety of your guys' rosters. That's gonna be all for today. I wish you the best of luck in your US of A elections. And remember, a vote for Arnold is a vote wasted, my friends. But if you want peace, security, if you want that 69 million credits, if you want to have unlimited Java just pumping through your veins, hit that like button. The closer we can have the democracy around here. Comment down below on your early thoughts on Ezra Bridger and people. And as always, hopefully we see you after the election apocalypse takes place for you guys. More importantly, no matter what happens in your US of A elections, always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today.
The sun never sets. We dominate.